Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina wa Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Innal ladhina amanu wa 'amilus salihati ulaika hum khayrul bariyah. جزاؤهم عند ربهم جنات عدن تجري من تحتها الأنهار جنات عدن تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه ذلك لمن خشي ربه. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. Dear respected brothers and sisters, firstly, Assalamualaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's nice to come back here again in his masjid, and the topic here is the pathway or the road to Jannah. Now everybody gets excited when they read about Jannah, and everybody wants to know more and more about Jannah. Because Jannah is the place where our forefather Adam alayhi salam, he had his home. That was our home. That was our original home. Like, you know, you have your father probably came from Egypt, or he came from Pakistan or Somalia. So when your father finds his own place, that's his home. And you know, wherever you are, you'll always have a link with your father, and wherever he's had his link, you'll always have an attachment to that, because you know, a lot of things come from there. So our ultimate place where we want to be is where our forefather Adam alayhi salam was, and he was from Jannah. And Jannah, when we get to Jannah, we're going to be back home, inshallah. When we get to Jannah, we're going to be back home. That means that it's going to be perfect, because when you go home, you really like to relax home. You really like to have all the pleasures of what you've got in your own house. And everyone in Jannah, every human being, when they get back into Jannah, they're going to be back home. Meaning that there's going to be no trouble whatsoever. Nothing at all. Nothing will bother them at all. I mean, there's going to be no discomfort in Jannah at all. Now Allah Azza wa Jalla has created Jannah perfect for us. And purposefully, Allah has created this world imperfect. You've got to understand this. Because a lot of people think that, why can't this world be like this? Why couldn't Allah do this? Why couldn't He make this change and that change? Why is it that we've got this problem and that problem? Look, first of all, put it in your pen to paper. Allah has not created this world to be perfect, and He has done that on purpose. And you're going to say, why? Why would Allah do that? Because if Allah made this world perfect, we'd already be in Jannah. You understand? We wouldn't have to leave this world to go to Jannah, because this would be Jannah. If everything was perfect in this world, it would be Jannah. And there would be no reason to test us. So Allah Azza wa Jalla has made all sorts of human beings. And in this one human being, Allah will put anger, but at the same time He's going to be intelligence. And this other human being, Allah is going to make someone who's going to be very brave, but at the same time, he might be, not so good at social skills. And this other human being, Allah is going to make rich, and He's going to give a lot of money to, but at the same time, He's going to make him politically disadvantaged. And this one, Allah is going to give a lot of, poverty to, but at the same time, Allah is going to make him a person who's got a lot of sabr and patience. Now Allah's system is that in every single human being, Allah has put some good things and some things which we have to struggle against. And that's the whole point of this world. Every person who's listening to this right now, you've got some really good things about you, and you've got some struggles that you have to face in your world. If you just turn that, the light is coming towards me. You've got some things in your world which you have to struggle against. Okay? And you have to be someone who goes against all of that and proves to Allah that, yes, I'm one of those who did that for your sake. That's the whole point Allah has created this world. Because this world is the stepstone to get to Jannah. This is what the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Mazra'ul Akhirah. This is now the cultivating land for the Akhirah. This is where I sow my seeds to get into Jannah. But Jannah is something beyond this. Now all those people who are complaining and saying that, you know, this place, I've got this problem in this world, and I've got that problem. My friend, join the human race. Welcome to the human race. If you got problems, yeah, mashallah, marhaba, welcome to the world. Okay? If you haven't got any problems, then that means you must be someone who's insane, because you don't know what your problems are. If you don't know if you don't have any problems in this world, if you're sitting here and listening to this, you're either too young to understand what your problems are, or you've got a mental illness that doesn't allow you to know that you've got a problem. Okay, this is the absolute fact. If you've got a problem, you're a human being, and welcome to the world, and marhaba, you know, let's hug each other. We're in the world right now. Now, the thing is, we've got to get from here into Jannah. Now, how do we do that? La ilaha illallah. It's a long way, but for some people, it's going to be a very short way. There are short ways to get into Jannah, and you can make it very, 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 very long to get into Jannah. Okay? And there's no rule that you're going to be bound by except that Allah Azza wa Jalla makes all the rules. Okay? Allah Azza wa Jalla makes all the rules. So this is how it goes. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, to get into Jannah, the number one thing you have to have. Without this, you don't get into Jannah, is Iman. If you don't have Iman, if you don't have faith in Allah Azza wa Jalla, there is no way you're going into Jannah. Okay, so all those of you who are listening to this, especially youngsters who are listening to this, you've got to understand that the one thing you don't let go of is your Iman. And your Iman is going to be tested the most on this earth. Because shaitan, if you can take your Iman away, then you never go back home again. You never go back to Jannah. Never. You never go and see Jannah. You never be with your family in Jannah. So number one thing he wants to have is your Iman. Now if you can't take your Iman, then what he's going to do is he's going to come to the next thing, which is he's going to do his best to try and make you and me not do good actions. Because the number two thing you need to go to Jannah is good actions. Number one is Iman, and number two is good actions. So his number one target is going to be to make you someone who loses faith in Allah. And he's got many ways he's going to do that. And I'm going to give you some examples of how he does that. Okay? And number two is, if you can't snatch your Iman away, then he's going to come and take your good actions away. Right? And he's going to make sure that you don't do good actions. Or if you do good actions, he's going to make you think that you're doing good actions when you're not doing good actions. Okay, I'll explain that in a little while. Okay, so these are the two primary targets of shaitan. Why am I saying two primary targets? Why am I saying these two things? Anyway, in the Quran you look at wherever Jannah is mentioned, and Allah says, I'm going to promise to give Jannah. Allah's always said these two things. Inna alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat lahum jannat. Allah said in many places of the Quran, those people who have Iman and they have good actions, for them there's going to be either Allah has said Jannatu Adn, or He said Jannatul Ma'wa, or He said Jannatun Tajri. There's going to be many gardens underneath which rivers are going to flow, and so on and so forth. Allah said Khalidina fiha, they're going to stay there forever. Always upon these two things, these two pillars, which is Iman and good actions. Now, I said to you, number one is shaitan is going to come and play around with that Iman. And Iman doesn't just mean just a few set of beliefs, no. Iman is, look, a lot of people think that Iman is Aqidah. Aqidah is not Iman. Okay, let's get this straight. Aqidah are rules about Iman. Iman is something different. Let me make it clear to you. Some people think I go to an Aqidah course, that's it. My Iman is complete. No, your Iman is not complete yet. You've only learned the rules of Iman. Aqidah will teach you the rules of Iman. It's like driving. If you know the rules of driving, of all the codes on the road, okay? All these signs, the triangular sign, the one with the red border, the one with the round sort of circle, you know, the 30 written inside there, it means maximum 30 miles an hour. So these are rules that the book is teaching you, but you haven't actually got to the road yet. When you get to the road in a car and you're actually driving, that's when you're a driver. But when you read and you take a test of driving, you're not a driver yet. When you sit with your instructor and start to learn how to drive, you're not a driver yet, you haven't passed your test. To become a proper driver, you've got to be someone who's comfortable on the road. Okay? So same is, you go to an Aqidah course, they will teach you how to deal with Iman. They will never teach you, they will never make you a proper believer. To become a proper believer, you have to take all those rules and you have to put them in your life. And Aqidah does not give you Iman. Let me explain why. In Aqidah books, you're going to get all the differences, okay, of, if you believe in this, then you become kafir. If you believe in this, then you're a believer. If you do this, you got to believe in these three things, otherwise it's okay, fine, I understand that. Iman is when my heart is connected with Allah Azza wa Jalla. That's what Iman is. No matter how you connect it up. You don't have to go to an Aqidah course to have Iman. Okay? You don't have to go to an Aqidah course to have Iman. Iman is simply, I believe in Allah. And the stronger the belief is, the stronger my Iman is, my connection with Allah is. Let me give you an example. So if I give you right now, if I give you this wire here, look, this wire here, right? Could you tie this to a cycle and pull it? Yes or no? Come on, guys. Simple maths, come on here. I'm not giving you, Cambridge maths here, complete simple maths here. Can you tie this wire to a bicycle and pull it? Yes or no? Yes. You're someone like, yeah. You're not getting anything wrong here. Okay, yes you can. Can you tie this to a motorcycle and pull it? No. Probably gonna struggle, okay? Can you tie this to a car and pull it? No, you can't. Everyone's saying no, you can't. Can you try this? Can you take a rope that's thick as this piece here, a rope thick as this, and pull a car? Yes. Yes, you could do that. Yes, definitely. Can you take a rope as thick as this and pull an aeroplane? No. I don't think so. Okay, you wouldn't be able to do that. Now, can you see what's happening? The thicker your rope is, the thicker the rope is, the heavier item you can pull. Okay? The same way with Iman. If my connection with Allah is this much, the moment I will go through life and I will have to pull some troubles in life that are getting heavy on me, and it doesn't take this much, power, then it's not going to last. Okay? My Iman with Allah will start to shake with certain trials in my life. But the thicker I make it, the more I'm able to bear. And the harder it is for shaitan to break me. Harder it is for shaitan to break me. But the problem is, al-imanu yazidu wa yanqus. We know this. Iman goes up and down. Okay? It's like basically when you've got let's say you've got your phone, okay? Your charge of your phone is going to go up and it's going to go down. When you plug it in, it goes up. When you plug it out and you start using it, the more you use it, the more it goes down. Now this is how Iman works. If you're in a masjid as a believer and you've got no fitna around you, then your charge of your Iman is not going to go down quick. In fact, it's going to start going up because you're charging yourself. If you're in salah and you put your mind in salah, then your charging is going to go up. Right? If you're in salah and you're saying Allahu Akbar and you're reading, but your mind is not there, then your charging is not going to be that powerful. Because there's different types of charges, yes or no, brothers? Yes. Different types of charges, yes or no, brothers? Yes. You've got some superchargers now. It takes you maybe take you 2 hours to charge this full, yeah? Now you've got some superchargers, you just leave it on top and in half an hour it charges, yeah? And some of them about few more minutes, less minutes than that, right? What's the fastest charger? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Let's have a little fight about phones. But it's 5 minutes, is it? Which phone is that? Which phone is that? Nokia. Is that the one in Jannah, bro? Right. The thing is, they'll do that. 5 minutes, you'll have it fully charged. I'm sure they'll make a device. The thing is, the power that it's got is going to be, so strong that it charges really quickly. Now, this is the thing. If I, as a believer, go through my life and I'm always having my mind connecting with Allah, the stronger my mind connects with Allah, when I do my tilawah, when I do my Quran, when I'm doing my dhikr, when I'm doing my dua, when I'm doing my salah, when I'm in the masjid, when I'm, engaging in the deen, then the stronger my charge is and I will be fully charged up. But if I'm away from all of this, so let's say, for example, all day I'm at college or university or at my business center, All day I'm at work and I've got no dhikr, no remembrance of Allah, nothing. It's all to do with pounds, pennies. It's all to do with exams and sheets and paper. It's all to do with photocopying and, you know, whatever else job I do. Okay? And I have 8 hours without any of that. Okay? And I come home, and when I come home, the first thing is I want to get food. And even when I'm doing my food, when I'm taking my food inside, I've got no dhikr of Allah Azza wa Jalla, okay? It's just me, hungry, I just want to have food, okay? So I fill my stomach with food. And after I fill my stomach with food, now my body doesn't want to get up. It says to me, sit down, so I sit down. It says to me, where's the remote? Oh, here's the remote. And it says to me, start flicking, right? Or start looking at the phone. Some people these days, you know, 2 hours on this, just circle. And then, right? And after it's like, I want to go to bed. So I go to bed. Now the whole day, I haven't had my connection with Allah. Your Iman battery is going down, brother. And shaitan going to get you, brother. You got to be careful. Because that's when shaitan can get you. When you have less dhikr, when you have less remembrance with Allah, less connection with Allah. Especially people who are not connecting with Allah in their salah. And especially people who miss their salah. Oh my God, shaitan's got you. Because your iman is at stake right now. Your battery is low and he's ready to give you any waswasa. I'll give you one. Look, let me tell you what happens next. The guy's iman is low. Next minute, he gets hooked up with some friends that are going out and having some fun. So he thinks, yeah, that's good, let's go. All these friends are not praying. Okay? These friends are not praying. So he hangs around with them and he goes along and he thinks, yeah, I'm going to have a very good time. And they do have a good time. They go out there, they hire a car, they mess around, they probably go after girls, whatever they do, they mess around. And this guy, you know, he's going with that. Now what's happened is, he then gets hooked onto something, okay? Either he gets into some drug, okay? Or he gets into some illicit relationship, okay, with the opposite gender. Or he goes out there and he gets into a fight. Whatever it is, he hurt someone. This guy telling, come on, let's go out there. Let's go and beat them up because, you know, because it's our hood. It's our neighborhood. We're just going to beat them up because it's our neighborhood. What's wrong with you, brother? Some people honestly, it's like, my neighborhood. What do you mean your neighborhood? It's the Queen's neighborhood. The government's neighborhood. It's not your neighborhood. You don't understand. No, it's my territory. My territory. Right? So they go around, and anybody who's out there young, looking like their age in their territory, it's going to be like, and those guys then look at them and go, I say, you got war going down, bro. Okay? It's like, you better get off my territory now. This is our hood. If you mess around in our hood, if you don't get off our territory right now, we're going to come after you. Right? So this guy goes with them and they have a little fight. Whatever it might be. It might be a fight, it might be gang, it might be girls, it might be drugs, whatever it is, he gets hooked on. Now, the next thing happens is this. His iman is low. Okay, his iman is low. Next minute, the shaitan then comes to him and says, man, this religion Islam, you know, this religion Islam, it's a bit too strict. It's a bit too strict. He makes you feel that. Why is Allah making this all haram? You know, they start questioning this. Why? Why can't I be free? Why can't I just take these drugs? Why can't I do this? I just want to do what I want to do, right? If he gets in an illicit relationship, he starts to get closer and closer and closer. And now you can imagine his batteries on, like, you know when your phone goes like red and it gives you a warning. It gives you a warning, charge it up. He's getting warnings in his head. Get out of there, man. Get out of there. And what he does is that if he doesn't get out, he's messed up, my friend. Because now waswasa is going to come to him like anything. Waswasa, any moment, shaitan has got it, because shaitan's going to say, look, what's the point of you becoming religious like your parents? You might as well enjoy yourself now, right? This religion is a bit too tough, you know? Inshallah, yalla, bukra, ya salam, bukra. You know bukra, you know what bukra means? You know what bukra means? You know, some of our, you know, I love my Arab brothers, yeah? Because don't get me wrong, yeah? We all have our deficiencies. I love my Arab brothers. But some Arab countries, in some Arab cultures, they have this thing about bukra, which means tomorrow. So you go today to get your form filled in. They go, yeah, bukra. That was tomorrow. You go next day, it goes, bukra, morning, like tomorrow. So every day you go, it's bukra. So bukra. My God, man, bukra always. Never comes, sun never comes back up again. Bukra. Bukra. You understand?
So this is what happens. Shaitan says to him, Bukra, Bukra, don't worry about it. You'll do it later on. You'll go to the masjid one day. You'll become like your dad. You'll become like your uncle. You'll become like the other people. Right now, just enjoy it. Because you know what? It's life now. Let's enjoy it. See, Shaitan's got the iman. Iman is weak. Actions are going to be all out the window. Right? If Shaitan can get you with your iman, you are finished. You are finished. Because then everything else starts to go bad. It goes bad. Because your iman and my iman, my friends, look, what we need to do is that every day we need to connect with Allah Azza wa Jal. Every day you need to be increasing knowledge. Because if you don't increase knowledge in Islam, even if it's one page of an Islamic book, I don't care if it's one page, okay? Every day we need a book that's Islamic, that connects me up. Because the people that you stay around with, they are going to have, their thoughts are going to affect your mind. If you read books, I'll tell you this, if you read books on let's say psychology all day, I did psychology as a degree. Some of these guys, I read their books here, and I was saying Astaghfirullah al-Azim, Astaghfirullah al-Azim. I was reading it because I had to do my test and all that, yeah? Well, Astaghfirullah al-Azim, wow, Astaghfirullah al-Azim. What do you say, brothers? Astaghfirullah al-Azim. The guy hasn't got even any iman inside him. Seriously, I'm talking about Freud, okay? The father of psychology, okay? No iman, nothing. This guy, if you look at his life, how he conducted his tests, okay? La ilaha illallah. If I say some things about him, you're seriously going to say astaghfirullah. He used to look at certain things that we would say, what would we say, brothers? That's it, brother, that's enough, yeah. You get my point. You can go research it later on, yeah. This guy made a test on 3 people, and he said that the whole population is the same as these 3 people. That's like astaghfirullah. But they still see him as the forefather of psychology. Now if you read their books and if you read their writings all day, yeah, you know, their thoughts are in your head. If all day you're reading chemistry and chemical engineering, which is good, it's halal. It's halal, I'm not saying it's haram. All day you read it, you're looking at sums, you're looking at numbers, you're looking at accounts, all day. You're looking at IT and you're looking at how to sort of, you know, fix this and fix that, and this microchip and that other chip and this wire, that, all white, yeah, all day you're doing that, you're going to feel like a wire by the end of the day. You don't have to say that. Something's going to be wrong with you. But so that's why you need to pump yourself with dhikr of Allah. You need to connect with your salah. You need to have some tilawah, some recitation in the day. You need to have some time where you actually connect with your heart with Allah. And you need to stay amongst Muslims. Because if you don't, you're going to have their thoughts, whoever's thought it is, affect your mind. And you're going to be drifting off. And without realizing it, you're going to be gone. Okay? So my wasiyah, I'm urging everyone here who's listening to this, please brothers, you can be in any field you want. It's all halal. But don't deprive yourselves from all of these places of goodness, of the masjid, of the Jum'ahs. Okay? Why do you think Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that if a person misses 3 Jum'ahs consecutively out of laziness, then Allah will seal the heart? Why? Because you've now stayed away from a gathering which is getting together according to the hukum of Allah, according to the command of Allah, and you're staying away from all of that. You're staying away from the people who speak the truth. You're staying away from people who obey Allah. You're staying away from people who worship Allah. Where are you then? You must be somewhere else who's just doing whatever you want. Well, if you're doing what you want, then you're not doing what Allah wants. And if you're not doing what Allah wants, then you're doing what Shaitan probably wants you to do. It's a simple maths. Okay? If you're not around the people who are going to prompt you to do good, to speak the truth, to speak goodness, and to do goodness, then you're away from them. What did Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say in a Sahih hadith in Imam Bukhari's Adab al-Mufrad? He said, "Alaykum bis-sidq." He said, cling on to truthfulness. And he said also good virtue, because both of them, he said, are in Jannah. They will lead you to Jannah. And in a hadith of Bukhari, he says, if you speak the truth, then it will lead you to good actions. And if you're doing good actions, then it will lead you to Jannah. Okay? Because they all go together. You stay with good people. What did the Quran say? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullah wa kunu ma'as sadiqin. O you who believe, be conscious of Allah and remain, stay amongst the truthful people. Allah didn't just say stay amongst the people who are, He didn't say kunu ma'al abidin. He didn't say stay amongst the people who just worship Allah. No. He said stay amongst the people who are truthful, because a person who's always speaking the truth finds it difficult to do a bad thing. You know, if you're truthful, there are certain non-Muslims, I'm telling you, there are certain non-Muslims who are truthful in their nature and they don't get up to a lot of bad stuff. Don't ever think that all non-Muslims are the same. They're not the same. And don't ever think all Muslims are the same. It's not true. You divide people again into two categories. Take all the non-Muslims, take all the Muslims and divide them into two categories. Divide the Muslims and non-Muslims into truthful and non-truthful people and you will see what I'm talking about. Because there are many non-Muslims out there who are truthful in their nature. They might not be worshipping Allah, but they're truthful. They will not lie. So since they don't lie, these are the people who will actually go against their own government when it comes to wars outside. These are the very people who do that. These are the people who actually care for animals. These are the people who care for the environment. These are the people who will come out and they will defend you if you are in trouble tomorrow. Though they're not a Muslim, okay? These are truthful people. Same as Muslims. Some Muslims, they lie, and some Muslims, they don't lie. And just stay amongst those Muslims who don't lie. This is your way towards Jannah. Okay? So I've talked about Iman. Now let me get into good actions. If Shaitan can't go after my Iman and your Iman, then it's good actions. Okay? He's going to make one way or another way an excuse for me not to do as many good actions as I can. Now, whatever good actions you're doing, okay, first say Alhamdulillah. Everyone just say Alhamdulillah. Because you should pat yourselves on the back. You should never feel that, you know what, I'm never ever going to be good enough. No, you should always feel Alhamdulillah, whatever Allah has given me tawfiq of, I'm doing good actions. Now, that is not your end now, right now. If I ever feel that I'm doing enough, the moment you feel I'm doing enough, that's the first day you're going to go down. If anybody ever feels, me included, you all included, if you feel I've done enough, I'm doing enough for religion of Islam as a Muslim, then that's the day you're going to go down. If you ever study history with all the Muslim governments in the past, you will see this was the first day of their decline. When any Muslim government, wherever they were, any Muslim empire, any Muslim country in the past, I'm talking about way in the past, whenever they said we're doing good enough, that's when you saw that the decline started to come in. Any individual, any person says, I'm doing enough, that's when Shaitan's got you. Because what will happen is, when you're saying, I'm doing good enough, one or two things are going to happen. Either you're going to feel that you are better than others. This is a big time way of Shaitan getting you, because that's the very thing that got Shaitan. Okay? Because Shaitan was worshipping Allah in a way that nobody was worshipping Allah. And he got so close that Allah allowed him to stay amongst the angels. And then one day Allah put him to the test and said to all of them to bow down to Adam alayhi salam. And what did Shaitan do? Shaitan didn't bow down, because Shaitan just stayed up there. And Allah says, Istakbara wa kana min al-kafirin. Allah says his crime was that he had kibr, he had arrogance. He thought he's better than Adam. What? You want me to bow down to this guy who's never worshipped you? I've worshipped you. I'm better than him. He's nothing. Okay? Now can you see? Allah loved Adam alayhi salam, and before Iblis became Iblis, he was in the good books. And Allah told him and the angels and others just to bow down, and he refused. And because he refused, Allah then outcasted him. That's when he became Iblis. Before he became Iblis, he's okay. Now the simple thing about this is, Iblis thought he's better than others. If you become a pious person where you think you're better than others, then Shaitan's got you. Because that's kibr. You're feeling that you're above others. You're feeling you're doing better than others. Well, that's kibr. That's arrogance. And if you've got that in your heart, then you can't enter Jannah. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in Sahih Hadith of Muslim, La yadkhulul Jannah. He said the person who's got an iota of kibr or arrogance or something in his heart, he will not enter Jannah. Until that, obviously, he's been punished for it. May Allah Azza wa Jalla protect us. Now, if you haven't got kibr, what happens is, you kind of think to yourself, I'm okay. I'm okay. The moment you think you're okay, then what you do is, you might be praying your fard, and then you got to have a fortitude. Your fard, and then you have your sunan, and then you nawafil, and you have other actions you do extra, let's say tahajjud, and I do salatul duha, and I read maybe a juz of the Quran a day, or half a juz a day of the Quran. This is your complete thing that makes you up. The moment you say that I'm doing good enough, you start to become slightly, relaxed. So you think, if I miss this nafal here, it's okay. If I miss this little deed here, it's okay. If I don't use my siwak, it's okay. If I don't read half a juz, I'll read a little bit less, it's okay. And then you start to play around with less. Okay? And before you know it, Shaitan's going to get you. Because that's what he wants. Now, if he can't make you go less, he's going to make you do it in a way that is not for Allah Azza wa Jalla. Let me give an example. Some people, they come to the masjid and they pray the salah. Okay, when they pray the salah, they're going to pray and they're going to pray long rakats, mashallah, in the masjid. Okay, long is good. Say alhamdulillah. But when they go home, they pray very short rakats. Say astaghfirullah. You know what I'm trying to say, brothers? Yeah. If you prayed long rakats home and you prayed long rakats in the masjid, alhamdulillah, that means you haven't got riyah, you haven't got ostentation, you're not showing off. But if you come in front of others and that's when you suddenly become super pious. You know, some people, they become Superman in Islam, super pious. All of a sudden you got people around you watching you and you do a bit extra, then there's a problem with you. If you become all emotional in your dua every time when people are around, then you got a problem with you. You never do that alone, you only do it in front of people, then there's something wrong with you. In fact, some people, they fight for the adhan. Okay, I don't know what's happening in the masjid. Okay, Imam hasn't said anything to me, okay? I'm just dropping this right now, yeah? You better not start a riot after this, okay? I know every masjid has got this problem about who's going to give the adhan. Okay? Some masjids, mashallah, they sorted it out. They said, okay, these are the appointed brothers who give the adhan, alhamdulillah, they sorted it out. But some other masjids, they have, you know, it's like, I want to give the adhan. Now, my problem is not giving the adhan. I don't care who gives the adhan, that's fine. My problem is, if you want to give the adhan and you always fight to try and give the Maghrib adhan or Jumu'ah adhan, there's a problem with you, brother. You know some people, it's like Maghrib adhan and Jumu'ah adhan, they're going to fight for that. They will do all the politics they can for that adhan. But Fajr adhan, Asr adhan, Dhuhr adhan, 15 minutes before the salah starts when there's only one chacha sitting in the corner, you know, he probably got hearing aid on, he can't even hear you. Okay, you know what I'm trying to say, like, okay, and you're going to stand here and give adhan at 1:15, the salah is 1:30, Allahu Akbar, Allah, you're thinking, man, maybe the jinns are listening to me. You know what I'm trying to say, like, yeah, and you got a problem with that. Isha adhan, maybe he might fight for that because some people come a bit early for Isha. But Asr adhan, Dhuhr adhan, especially Fajr adhan, they don't fight for that. Now, if you don't want to fight for Fajr adhan and Dhuhr adhan, and you want to fight for Jumu'ah adhan and Maghrib adhan, why Maghrib? Because Maghrib time, everyone's here. It's showtime. Alright, showtime. Everyone's going to hit the and in your mind you're thinking, oh. As Shaitan made you do good action, but he put riyah inside, he put ostentation. He's got you. He's not for Allah anymore. Some people, they read the Quran. When they read the Quran, normally they just read the Quran. But sometimes what they do, they start reading the Quran, they get a nice tune, and while they're saying the nice tune, I think, wow, my mates are listening to me in my head, and I'm saying like that, and they all of a sudden, Allah, yeah, that's me, yeah. He's got you. He's got you. That's what Shaitan does. If he can't make your a'mal or your actions go less, then he's going to insert something else to make your mind do it for somebody else. And that's he's got you. Or he's going to make you come to the masjid. Some people that come to the masjid, okay? They come and they pray, MashaAllah. These are my good brothers. They say, Alhamdulillah. MashaAllah. I'm going to make a stuff in a little while there. So they're good brothers, Alhamdulillah. They come first serve. They pray nicely. But then when they go home, my God, when they go home, yes, straight away they walk in, they sit with the wife and they say, that guy in the masjid, he doesn't know how to read the Quran. You heard his tajweed is really bad. Yeah? The other guy in the masjid, he thinks he knows the fatwa. I know the fatwa, yeah? What does he know about that? They go and they have a massive ghiba, backbiting session with the wife. Say astaghfirullah. I'm saying that. See how Shaitan gets you. Yeah? He's like, mashallah, he came in the masjid and he did all the best things. And he goes home every day. His poor wife, if she doesn't hear him, then she's going to get, boom, boom. So she has to sit there, listen to him, astaghfirullah. That's another problem, yeah? Some brothers, yeah, mashallah, in the masjid, they're the best, nicest brothers ever. But when they go home, if you saw the brother, you think, nah, man, there's something mentally wrong with this brother. I'm saying, because in the masjid, it's like, Assalamualaikum, akhi, mashallah, you're okay. You're alright, mashallah, mashallah. Assalamualaikum Khair. You're okay. And he goes home and he goes, Aisha, Aisha, where's my tea? And his wife probably, quickly gets his tea ready and put it in front of him. He sips it and said, I said 7 o'clock. Don't be late. Make sure my food's ready. The way they talk to them, you think, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Brother, what's wrong with you? Seriously. Shaitan got them. Because shaitan makes them have a wonderful akhlaq and a lovely character in front of people like outsiders. But when it comes to insiders, they don't have the same akhlaq. And shaitan got them. They even hit their wives and they do other stuff, La ilaha illallah. Why? And when they come to the masjid, you probably look at the brother, I've seen these brothers, yeah? They come to the masjid and they wouldn't even hurt a fly. I remember once I was imam in the masjid and a little mouse came in the masjid. Mouse is like a pest, okay? Some brothers are, hey, let's get the mouse. And some other brothers are saying, no. The mouse has come in the house of Allah, leave it. Yeah, bro. Let's put it in your house. Let's see how you feel after it. They're so gentle. But the same guys will go outside and they want to have a different life. Anyway, look, I'm saying two things. If shaitan can't get your iman, he's going to come for your good actions. One or the other. And to protect ourselves from this, what we need is, we need to always feel, okay, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given the remedy. Okay? The remedy is very simple. He said that if you want to become better, what you do is this, that in the deen, in the religion, you have to look at people who are doing more than you. And in terms of the dunya, you have to look at people who are doing less than you. He said if you are able to do that, you will be sabiran shakira. He said you will be a person with patience and a person who's always got gratitude. Alhamdulillah. Yeah? So basically what it means is, in the religion, if you're doing your tahajjud, if you're doing your salatul duha, if you're doing your tilawah, if you're doing whatever you're doing, right? You should always look and find which person is doing better than you in the community. You say, mashallah, I want to be like him. Maybe he's giving more sadaqah than you. You want to be like him. Maybe he's reading more Quran than you. I want to be like him. Maybe he's got better akhlaq than you, better character than you. I want to be like him. Maybe he's learning more knowledge than you. I want to be like him. You understand? Right? You always look at someone. Now, if you can't find anyone, you can always find people in the pages of history. Okay? There's always people in the pages of history. The Salaf al-Salihin, the people who were pious predecessors. You open the pages and you see, mashallah, what they did in the past. And you look at them and you think, I want to be like him. I want to beat him. I want to do this. That's it. That's good. You're on a good track. Okay? If you go the other way and you think, I'm doing everything. I pray 5 times a day. He only prays 3 times a day. If you start that kind of business, you're going to be finished tomorrow. Okay? And in the dunya, it has to be the opposite. You can't look at people who got more than you. You have to look at people who are less than you. You understand? So every time you go into any house, any car you look at, any place you look at, you're always going to have sabr and shukr. It's a beautiful method of the Prophet ﷺ. Okay? So let's say, for example, you live in a 3-bedroom house, and you go to a 4-bedroom or a 5-bedroom house, and you visit that, right? You will wish good for the brother. Let's say you go into his house, you will genuinely wish good for the brother. You will say, Alhamdulillah, Allah's given me a 3-bedroom house, at least I'll go on. Because you're not looking at him. You're looking at the guy who's living in a flat. You understand? You're looking at someone who's got less than you, not more than you. You could be in the 4-bedroom house. But you look at this, you wish good for the brother who owns this, but you come back walking away thinking, Alhamdulillah, I've got a 3-bedroom house, because those other people are living in flats. They're living in 1-bedroom flat. Now if you're in a 1-bedroom flat, no problem. You still can have sabr and shukr, because you need to start looking at people who got box rooms. And there are people in box rooms. And if you're in a box room, brother, mashallah, alhamdulillah, what are you going to say? Alhamdulillah, why? Because there's people out there who have got tin roofs. Back home and other places, they've got tin roofs, okay? And waterfalls inside the house, you say Alhamdulillah. And if you've got tin roofs, you should then again say Alhamdulillah, because you've got people with thatched roofs, okay? And people with all sorts of places where they live, la ilaha illallah. So the thing is, if you always look at somebody who's got less than you, you never come back home and, you never hear this. You don't come back home and you never hear like, we went to their house and did you see how lovely the velvet curtains are? We need some velvet curtains. Did you see the blinds? The blinds look so lovely. I wonder where they got it from. They must have got it from the Friday sale. You missed that this year, didn't you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't hear all this like this car's better, this one, no, you never. Any brother, any sister, anyone got more than you, better than you, no problem, okay? Now, let's get to the main thing, which is, if you got your iman right, if you got your good actions right, then it's a very, insha'Allah, a very quick way to Jannah. Say insha'Allah. You just got to do a few things, guys. Few things, okay? Your iman is okay, your good a'mal is okay, and the next thing, just a few things, okay? You've done your salah on time, you got that intact, okay? Every time you make a mistake or you do you commit a sin, you go straight away back to Allah and you do tawbah. You say, Allah, please forgive me. I will try my best not to do it again. Look, don't you ever think that because you sinned, you're finished, you're ruined, you're dead. That's another way shaitan gets you. You understand? Because some people think that I did a mistake, oh my God, I could never get back close to Allah the way I was. Nah, brother. You're making a big mistake here. And some brothers, when they committed a sin, they feel like, oh my God, I can't do good actions. I can't. No, you have to do it. These are not my words. These are the words of Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, وَأَتْبِعِ السَّيِّئَةَ الْحَسَنَةَ تَمْحُهَا. He said, when you've done a bad deed, follow it up straight away with a good deed. It will wipe the bad deed away. So if you've done a mistake, look, welcome brother, marhaba, welcome to the human race. You understand? If I ask a question right now, who's never sinned ever in their life, ever, put your hand up. Come on, bro, put your hand, please. Imam Sal can't put his hand up. Okay? Even I can't put my hand up, right? Right? We've all sinned, right? The thing is, we're going to sin. Only the prophets don't sin, just remember that. But that doesn't give you license to carry on sinning, right? Now the thing is, if I make a mistake, I go back to Allah and say, do tawbah now. The thing is, when you get to death, insha'Allah, if you got your iman right, your good a'mal right, your actions are right, you've been good to people, you've done your duties you're supposed to do for Allah's sake on this earth, then the next thing is Jannah, brother. Simple. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَهُمْ جَنَّاتٍ. Allah says straight away, for you Jannah. Now how does it start off? The first thing is, you come to death, you will insha'Allah see 500 angels dressed in white coming for you. They will come with the fragrances of paradise. They will come and call you by the best of your names. They will struggle with each other to see which one of them can lift you up first from your body. They will come and hug you, embrace you, take you to the 7th heaven. And they will lift you up to the 7th heaven. And you're going to be, beaming with delight. And you get to the 7th heaven, Allah Azza wa Jalla says, you've been good, my servant, go back straight to your body. And then they bring you back to your body. And when they bring you back in your body, you're there and all your family members are crying, you're not crying. You understand? You just got to keep these two things, iman and good actions. When I say good actions, I mean as many good actions you can do. Get your knowledge of Islam right. Don't think good actions is just two things. I just come to the masjid and pray and that's it. La ilaha illallah. No. It's not enough. Good actions means, all-rounder good actions. Now if you've done that, you come back to your body. You are in a beautiful place. Your family are watching you. You're saying, take me quickly, take me quickly. This is a hadith of Bukhari. Take me quickly to my destination. They take you inside the grave. When they put you inside the grave, you can't wait. You can't wait. Because when they put you inside and they put the soil and everything over, you wait for Munkar Nakir, they come, they ask you the 3 questions, you answer them correctly. They first show you doors from your feet side that show you hellfire. They said, if you were bad, you would have been here. They close those doors according to Hadith of Bukhari. Then they open your doors from your head side and then they show you paradise. Now your ruh goes into Illiyin. When you go to Illiyin, you embrace all your family members who made it to Jannah before you. And now you've got 2 families. You've got a family that you left in the world, you've got a family in Illiyin. And slowly you understand that your family in Illiyin is bigger than the family you left in the world. Okay, because all your grandfather, your grandmother, your uncles, your aunts, everyone else, is there your great-grandfather, your great-great-great-grandfather, all of them are there. You understand? So you go there, after a little while, you don't miss the world. You're there for a little bit, next minute the horn is blown and everybody comes out of the grave. And when they come out of the grave, because your iman was good, your a'mal and your good actions are good, you find yourself next to Medina Munawwara. You find yourself next to the arsh. All you have to do is go a little bit and there you are under the arsh with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all the prophets, and they give you a drink called Kawthar and you drink that drink, you never become thirsty again. Allah Azza wa Jalla calls you forward. And when you come forward, Allah says, okay, what did you do? Okay, your salah is intact. Okay, your amal is intact. Okay, you done it. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Done. Now get back. That's it. Your action, your whole, your whole thing will be done, because if you all your fard and all your good actions are intact, Allah is not going to ask you the little petty questions. It's in a hadith. If your fard and everything else that is obligatory for Allah is intact, He's not going to ask you on all the little questions. And if no one's claiming against you on the Day of Judgment because your actions are good, go straight away, go back into the crowd again. And when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam then goes forward to go to Jannah, you're with him. And it goes like lightning, because when he goes across the bridge, he goes like lightning. And all the believers that are with him, according to the Iman, they will either go like lightning or like a cloud, according to different things in the hadith, and you get to the doors of Jannah. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam enters first, then all the Anbiya they enter, and all the people who are their followers they enter first, like Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, they all enter. You enter right behind them, because you're the last ummah but the first to go to Jannah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said what? We're the last to come to this earth but the first to go to Jannah. Okay? So you go into Jannah, and the time when you just died, the moment you died, till the moment you enter Jannah, it's taken me about a couple of minutes to say this. You know why? Because that's how, according to a Sahih Hadith in Muslim, that's how long it will seem to you from the moment of your death till the moment you enter Jannah. 2 rakats of Salat al-Fajr. That's it. You're in Jannah. Now your 60 years or your 70 years that you stayed here and you had to struggle. My brothers, you got struggle, I've got struggle as well. All our struggles are different. I said to you in the beginning, Allah will give some people anger, and you've got to struggle with your anger. Okay? Some people are in gangs. You've got to struggle with your anger, brother. Look, there's no point of you going out there and start showing you're tough. Okay? Because there's always going to be someone who's more tough than you. And don't you ever think that you're the toughest. No boxer ever has stayed at the top, ever. Never. All your Tyson, and you look at your Muhammad Ali, and you look at all your, whoever they were beforehand, and even your recent ones. Okay, nobody stays at the top, because you can only stay at the top in your 20s. You get in your 30s, you can't stay on the streets running the gangs. You can't do that. You're going to be slower in running. You're going to be slower in your thought. You're going to have a lot of political baggage with you. You join a gang, you got your risk that you could actually be damaged or killed before you even reach 30. And all those people who think that they're doing a big job out there because I'm part of a gang and I do this and that. Listen, my friend, if you die in this state, you're not going to go through the route I just said. If you die right now, while you're part of a gang, while you've got illicit relationship, while you were, in alcohol, while you were gambling, while you were disobeying Allah, you had a car crash, because there are many youngsters that are dying these days in car crashes, they're dying in knife crimes, they're dying in other ways, okay? If you die, then this is your route. If you die in sin and you haven't made up with Allah, this is your route. Your route is you come to death. And let's say you were in a car crash. At that moment, 500 angels come from the dark side. They come to take you to hellfire. They are good angels, but they're taking to the dark side, which is going to be hellfire. And they come, they beat you up. They beat you from the back, they beat you from the front, they beat you from your face, they beat you from your back again. You're neither coming out nor are you going in. They bring, very foul smells with them. And they call you with the worst of your names on this earth. And then they take you out like a cotton wool that's been put around some thorn, and it gets sort of ripped out. They rip your soul out of your body, then they put you in a straitjacket. And a straitjacket, you are tied inside there. They take you up to the first heaven. Then Allah says, okay, you are bad on this earth. You are not being a good servant. We'll see you in a little while. Allah doesn't even take you to the 7th heaven. Takes you to the first one, then you're back in your body. Now you're in your body, and all your family are crying, but you're crying more than them. And they want to put you in the grave, but you're saying, please don't take me, don't take me. Hadith al-Bukhari, you're saying, don't take me, don't take me. Where are you taking me? Where are you taking this soul? They put you inside the grave, naked munkar come. And when they come and ask you 3 questions, you say, I don't know, or I don't know. These are Hadith al-Bukhari. You don't know. You just don't know the answers. Even though you're a Muslim in the world, you're disobeying Allah, you're away from Allah, this is going to be your case. It's not just for the non-Muslims. It's for Muslims who haven't been practicing. Next minute, they open doors from your head side, which show you heaven, show you Jannah. And you look at Jannah, they said, if you were good, that would have been yours. And they shut that on you. And then they open the doors to hellfire. And they said, that's going to be your destination. Now you don't go to Illiyin, you don't meet your grandparents and your mothers and fathers and whoever else, no. You go straight to Hawiyah, the bottomless pit, again all in hadith. And when you go there, you're alone, and you get punished alone, and you get punished for years and years and years. Until one day, we don't know how long it's going to be, and you wake up, and it's going to be the Day of Judgment. And you wake up on the Day of Judgment, and you know what? You're far away from Allah's arsh. You're far away from Allah's Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You're far away from the good people. You're with the liars on the Day of Judgment. You lied in the world, you're with the liars. You took drugs in the world and never made tawbah to Allah, never made with Allah. You're with the druggists on the Day of Judgment. You started to disobey Allah this way, that way. You started to commit zina on the earth. Well, your punishment is going to be, you're going to be in pots of fire. And it's going to make you go up right into the air, throttle you in the air, and make you come down and again and again and again and again until the Day of Judgment. You get to the Day of Judgment, you've got another problem, because now the sun is 1 mile above your head, you're sweating like anything, you're sweating right with boiling water up to your hips or something, and then you've got to wait for years and years and years and years. And after that, you know, when you've had enough, then one of the messengers goes and asks, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam goes, ask Allah to open the accounts, He opens the accounts, and then your turn comes. And when your turn comes, it's every single thing. Did you not do this far? Where's this far? Where's this? Why haven't you done this? What happened to you there? Why did you come with this sin? Why did you come back to me? I sent you this sign. You never took the heed. Your friend came to you, gave you dawah. You never listened. The Imam said this to you. You never listened. You had the Quran in front of you. You never read it. You had this, and then your friend. Okay, your friends are more important. Okay, here's your friends. Go. And then the friends start blaming each other. Your own gang members. Wallahi, I'm saying your gang members. They're going to the Quran. They're going to start arguing with you. وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ اسْتُضْعِفُوا لِلَّذِينَ اسْتَكْبَرُوا. Some gang members are more tougher than other gang members. They're the leaders, and some others are followers. And the leaders and followers are going to argue with each other. 3 places in the Quran. إِذْ تَبَرَّأَ الَّذِينَ اتُّبِعُوا مِنَ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوا. Allah said in the Holy Quran, in Surah Baqarah, those who are leaders, those who are followers, both will argue. They say, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. They say, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. He said, you, makrul layli wal nahar, every night and day you used to text me, and you used to call me out, and you used to tell me to come out, and I used to go out because of you lot. You're the leaders. You made us go in the streets. You made us go into these gangs. And then we ended up taking drugs. Okay? The argument is won by the followers. The leaders lose the argument, but Allah says both of you are going to Jahannam. And both of them are arguing in Jahannam again. If you look in the Quran, both the leaders and the subordinates, the ones who led and the ones who were led by, both of them are arguing in Jahannam. Then they give up with each other, arguing in Jahannam. Then they start looking at Malik, who's the angel of Jahannam, and they're asking, please, لِيَقْضِ عَلَيْنَا رَبُّكَ قَالَ إِنَّكُمْ مَعْكِثُونَ. They say, please go and ask Allah to stop this. You're there for years and years and years. Decades and decades and decades, centuries after centuries after centuries. Allah knows how long you're going to be there. And then because of your iman one day, yes, you will make it to Jannah. But you don't know how many centuries, how many millennia you're going to be there. Now my brothers, my sisters, it's a very clear-cut thing. If you're sitting right now, you better make tawbah to Allah right now, because you might not wake up tomorrow. You might not wake up tomorrow. Because you could be dead. That's why we say before I sleep, we say, Allahumma bismika amutu wa ahya. Bismika Allahumma amutu wa ahya. In your name, Allah, I'm about to die and about to live again. So when you go to sleep, you might not wake up again. And there are some people who don't wake up, who never wake up. Grenfell Tower, some people never woke up. It's not very far from you. Grenfell Tower. Right? They slept in Ramadan, they never woke up. They woke up in the next world. May Allah make all of them shuhada. But you don't know my fate, you don't know your fate. You might go in a car thinking you're making a journey, and that car accident could take you away. You might go in a plane, and that plane is, gone to smithereens. They don't even know where it is. It just fell into some ocean. You're gone. You were gone on a holiday, you're gone. So many people, MH72, whatever, Malaysian airplane, they haven't even still found it yet. Where has it gone? Well, somewhere in the Indian Ocean, somewhere it's gone. All those people on a holiday, all those people, they're just gone. Our lives are gone. And there are people dying like this. Cancer is in every age group right now. It's no longer old people get cancer. Young people are getting cancer. Leukemia and all this other stuff. Young people are getting this stuff. We don't know the reasons, but the thing is, my friend, death is everywhere. And if I don't make tawbah to Allah, if I don't make up with Allah, then you got 2 routes, brother. One is you make up with Allah and you go straight to Jannah within 2 rakats of Salatul Fajr. That duration you'll be in Jannah, inshallah. And then you can enjoy as much as you want. You can have all the girls you want. You can have all the drugs you want in Jannah. Then it's astaghfirullah, brother. There's drugs in Jannah? Yes, there's halal drugs in Jannah. You can say, no, brother, please don't say that. There's cocaine, there's heroin in Jannah. And you say, no, there's better than cocaine, better than heroin in Jannah. I'm telling you, better than cocaine, better than heroin, better than all of these drugs. If you take every single drug and you put it all together, better than that in Jannah. You say, brother, what's that? Should I tell you the name? Better than all of this, seriously, better than all of your drugs put together. You know, because people take drugs for what? Because they just basically go, they get buzz out of it, right? They get buzz out of it. And basically they're in hysteria, they're just in another world. The ru'yatullah, when people will see Allah Azza wa Jal in Jannah, they will just look at Allah, look at Allah, look at Allah, look at Allah. They will forget the entire Jannah. You think that's not a buzz Allah will give? Allahu Akbar. They will forget the hurs of Jannah. They will forget the trees, the rivers of Jannah. They will forget the foods of Jannah. They will forget the people of Jannah. They will forget the homes of Jannah. They will forget the emeralds and the diamonds and all of that of Jannah. They will just want to look at Allah, look at Allah, look at Allah when Allah Azza wa Jalla reveals Himself to His servants. And that's going to be the most enjoyable moment anyone has ever had in Jannah. Are you telling me you're not going to get a buzz from that? Even if you think about the other buzzes, you know, some people, subhanAllah al-azim, they will eat what 100 men eat in this world. You know, 100 men they eat in this world, they will eat alone in Jannah. Say Alhamdulillah, brothers. Don't say astaghfirullah, say Alhamdulillah. If you're scared of that, no problem, give me your food. I'll finish you as well, brother. Because in Jannah there's no stomachache. And in Jannah there's no constipation. In Jannah there's no diarrhea. In Jannah there's no vomiting. In Jannah there's no toothache. In Jannah there's no hospital. In Jannah there's no doctor. If you're a doctor in this world, sorry, you've got no job in Jannah. You're banned. You can leave your doctor certificate outside and you come in Jannah, no problem. You don't know what doctors in Jannah. There's no imams in Jannah as well. You get day off. You get days off, yeah? Okay. You can't come to me for advice in Jannah. Okay, because you don't need any advice. Jannah is the most beautiful, the most best place you could ever be. And that's where we want to be. If you think that your drugs and your gambling and your alcohol and your women and whatever is here, Allah ilaha illallah. Allah has created such women in Jannah that if she was to just spit in the ocean, you know, the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, if she spat in that, the whole of the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean and the whole of the Indian Ocean and wherever it would reach, all the way up to North Pole, going down to South Pole, and the snow that it would get to, all of it would become sweet. If she does spat there. You said a very small subhanAllah. If she spits, and that's her sweetness, can you imagine when she talks? Allah. Are you going to think, man, no, not for me, man. Don't worry, brother, you're not going to look as this ugly in Jannah like you are. Don't worry. We're all going through a transformation. Allah's going to change my face to your face. Everything. He's going to change it completely. He's going to change everything. And when we go to Jannah, Allah's going to make us be one of the people of Jannah. We're going to have class, brother. We're going to have class. Understand? When you look at her, she won't have any other eyes except for you. And you know, in this world, they have some relationship. They've always got a problem in their head. They think, what about if she goes with somebody else? They have the problem in their head or not? Brothers, come on. They have the problem in their head. They're not married to her. They're always thinking, maybe she might go with this other guy. Yes or no? In Jannah, there's no such problem. Even the young kids are saying yes. And you guys, you don't even want to say yes. When you go to Jannah, she can never look at anyone except for you. In fact, the hadith of Muslim says she will have 70 thin fabrics of garments on her body, and you will see right through the 70 in her shin. Inside her marrow bone, she's going to have something beating inside there. You look at that and your love, the love she has for you, is beating inside the marrow bone. You understand? Only one brother said subhanAllah. You guys in haze, man. What's mad with you, man? You're like, you know. Like you're not into any of this, huh? What should I talk about? Should I talk about guns? Should I talk about warfare? Should I talk about no problem. Jannah is a place. If you think the girls here are your best, you haven't seen Jannah. All you gotta do is you just gotta say no to a haram relationship. Just say no to it, because the one who says no to it, Allah will call you on the day of judgment, and He will put you under His throne. Shab, even whether you practice, if you're practicing while you're young, you've got to place it under the arsh. I'm going to spend 5 more minutes by 9 o'clock. I'll finish. Okay? You're going to be there. Now, if you say to a woman who calls you, or for a woman, if she says to a man, Inni akhafullah, I fear Allah, I'm not going to do that haram thing. I fear Allah. If you just say that, then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you got your place guaranteed under Allah's throne on the day of judgment. Just gotta say, look, whatever relationship you've got right now, go to her. Alright, while you're here, you can probably just text her. Just text her. And say, I know I'm not married to you, but talaq. I'm finished with you. I don't want to know you anymore. If you can do that, if you say, I fear Allah, because I fear Allah, I'm going to end this, and you need to end it as well, then subhanAllah, you got your guaranteed place under Allah's arsh. If you're in a wrong crowd, and the wrong crowd is pulling you that way, and you choose as a young person to come and be a good Muslim, you're guaranteed place under the arsh, and you will be with the messengers on the day of judgment. When everyone else is sweating, you're going to be, having kawthar at their hands. Shabun nasha'a fi ibadatillah. That's what the hadith said. Young Muslim, get into the service of Allah, you've got your guaranteed place. If you're a person who has, anger, just anger, because some people, they can't control the anger. You know what Hadith al-Tirmidhi says? If you suppress your anger once, my brother, once, and I'm asking this specifically with brothers, I want you to keep in your mind when you go back to your wives, when you go back to your homes, or when you go back to your friends, or when you go back to community, whoever you get angry with, okay? If you suppress your anger, and the hadith says, وَهُوَ قَادِرٌ عَلَىٰ أَن يُنَفِّذَ, he's got the power to execute his anger. He can take his anger out. But he chooses, or he chooses not to take his anger out, he suppresses his anger, okay? You know what happens? On the day of judgment, when you're standing there, Allah Azza wa Jalla will call out from Jannah every single hura'in of Jannah. And He's going to line them all up. Can you imagine? All the hura'ins from all 8 levels of Jannah, Allah lines them all up. And Allah says, because of that one time you suppressed your anger, choose whichever woman you want, she's yours. Subhanallah. Some brothers are going to say, I need time to look. It's going to be a very long choice. You know what I'm saying? That's for one time you suppress your anger. Can you imagine if you carry on suppressing your anger, what you're going to get in the akhirah? Allahu Akbar. And when you get to Jannah, my friends, forget it. You haven't tasted alcohol in this world, don't worry about it. Allah will give you rivers of wine. You'll never get drunk, never have a headache, never lose your senses. And you can suck it all in as much as you want. You will never have the problem. You know, people who have alcohol in this problem, the biggest problem is the loo. You know, someone, because I've never had alcohol. I'm sure you never had alcohol. Okay? But the biggest problem with people have when they drink is the toilet. Because once they drink, and they drink, and they drink, they've got to go in and out of the toilet, in and out of the toilet, in and out of the toilet. If they don't go in and out quick, then basically it's all, ma'aish. It's all gone out. Understand? So they're going to go in and out. In Jannah, you can drink as much as you want. You're not going, there's no toilets in Jannah. There's no toilets, brother. You just sweat. And when you sweat, it smells of perfume. And that's it, it's finished. You have as much alcohol, as much wine, as much beer, as much whatever you want in Jannah, no problem. Jannah is going to rock. You never listen to music in this world, no problem, brother. You can have as whatever music you want. You'll have your live musicians. You'll have everything you want. They will play for you. They will dance for you. They will make you carry on. And you don't have to even worry about getting fatigue or tiredness. You will never get tired in Jannah. Never. There's no sleep in Jannah. There's no sleep in Jannah. There's no such thing as a body can't take it anymore. It has to go to sleep. There's none of that. You just take it and you take it. And the more you have, the more days going to Jannah, the better you feel. The better you feel. Now my friends, all you're going to do in this world is just stay away from this haram for a few years. That's it, that's all it is. Very simple. Stay away from all these gangs. Stay away from these wrong, people who are taking the wrong way. Stay away from illicit relationships. Stay away from drugs. Stay away from, violence in any way. Do Iman and good actions, that's it. Once you got those two things in the bag, insha'Allah bi'idnillah, soon as you die, you will see within the space of 2 rakats of Fajr, you will be at the doors of Jannah and you will enter, insha'Allah. May Allah Azza wa Jal make this for all of us. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us tawfiq for this. May Allah Azza wa Jal protect our Iman and protect our good actions. Jazak'Allah Khair. Assalamualaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazak'Allah. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.